So the next person who is our guest speaker is going to be the Lone Effrontre, graduating class of October 2021. Okay. Before Escobar talks, you know, I always tell you guys that there are so many hidden treasures in prison. I mean it. There are so many hidden treasures in prison. That's why you don't underrate any inmate. You don't consign inmates into the dustbin of history. You make them realize that they have made mistakes and they can still move on in life and change the society. So one of the hidden treasures in prison we have is Mr. Effrontre. He's going to be talking to you guys on how to live your life going forward. Mr. Effrontre.
Thank you. I don't know why they put me after her. That's the stuff I can follow. But first, man, I've got to give all praise due to my high power, to the Almighty Father above, because this is just a tremendous opportunity for me to be here, to be able to speak to my peers, right? I'm also humbled and I'm also honored to be able to be here, and not just here at this podium, right? But to be able to have an opportunity to come to this program, because I realize that this is a privilege, right? This is an honor. The day before I came to this program, a guy asked me, he says, what happens if you get to the Second Chance program and it's not what you thought it was? And I told him, at the end of the day, I'm gonna make it what I need it to be. And so on that first Wednesday when I went to orientation and I saw this buffet of classes and skill options that they had available, I knew that the tagline for this place should be Second Chance Center, a place where you can win. Because that's really, at the end of the day, for the last 6.5 years, that's all I wanted, was just to be in a situation where I could win, to be around people that wanted to see me win, that wanted to be able to foster that mentality, that mindset, to walk away from the rigmarole that we deal with on some of these other yards, and just to have an opportunity just to be yourself and say, man, listen, I want to get out, I want to take advantage of the second chance, and I want to win. And that's exactly what I got that's exactly what I experienced when I got here. I looked at this program list, and the fact that you can walk out of here with no job, you can walk in here with no job experience, with no vocational experience whatsoever, and leave with not just a job but a career, and not just a career but the things that they're offering right now, these are recession-proof industries. It doesn't matter what economic times we're in, you can get your CDL and you can always have a profession. You can get your culinary certificate and you can always have a profession. You can learn graphics design and coding and you can always have a profession. Not only that, but you can take charge of your own future and you can own your job. That's crazy. Where else are they doing that? I'm almost ashamed to say, but I've spent more than a third of my life in the penitentiary. And I've been as high as SMU and Central Unit, and I've been on custody levels like this, and I've never seen a program anything like this. What they're offering guys here is truly tremendous. And so when you look at some of the programming options, see, I've taught classes in the last 6.5 years on every institution that I've been on. And when I got here and I saw this array of class options that they have, it's remarkable because it's everything you need to set yourself up for success. He talked about some of these class options, financial management, right? But here's what's really crazy about this program, is it's not just the classes themselves, but it's the people that teach the classes. See, I'm not the only person here that sat in a class that was taught by a clinician or a CO3, no knock against anybody, right? But at the end of the day, I've sat in the back of these classes and I thought in my mind, what do you know about where I've been? What do you know about what I've experienced? You haven't walked where I've walked, you haven't done what I've done, you haven't seen what I've seen. But when I sat in a class like the life skills portion at Community Kitchen and RC talked about success and self-confidence, I can look at this man and I can tell that his knowledge stems from experiences that I can personally relate to. When I took 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and I watched Travis share all of his life experiences and relate them to the different habits, I'm like, you know what? I may not have walked that path, but I can definitely relate to where that guy's been and I know where he's coming from. When I walk into that programs lab, which, by the way, what you guys are doing in their farm is tremendous. That looks like something that belongs at MIT or Stanford. And I see Junior, and I see Travis, and I see Kevin. And they're working with these guys meticulously and carefully, trying to help them to revolutionize their skill set to walk into the 21st century and be prepared. That's crazy. When I took self-control, I had the opportunity to pick Eric's brain and ask him, where do you come up with this whole concept of anger plus blank equals lack of self-control? See, at the end of the day, you can't simulate or you can't simulcast this, right? You don't get Willie that's chasing you down all across the yard saying, hey man, are you ready to take the test? Are you prepared? Answering every single question that you have, and sometimes it gets monotonous, sometimes it gets crazy, but that dude is there to help. You can't pick Todd's brain 7 days a week about fitness or nutritional advice to help you live a more complete life. See, I took the money management class, and I watched Cass work tirelessly after the class was over to make sure that guys had all of the necessary information that they needed so when you walk out of here, you can get to the big bag. Not the little bag, the big bag. I took socialization thinking that I'm about to learn about InstaFace and Snapbook and be some type of social media whiz, and come to find out it's just Linus pouring his heart out into the 5 Agreements by Don Miguel. That's crazy. Where else can you get that? I've never had this experience on any other yard that I've been on, right? But see, just like most stories, there's 2 sides of it. What I found is that the classes and the life skills option, man, that's tremendous. But the other side of the coin is the DES program. This thing doesn't work. It's a synergistic movement that exists on this complex. When you have the classes and you can get the life skills and you can walk out of here with the certificates and then you can put it on a resume. And then you can shop that resume on some of these different sites and you can walk out of here not just with a survival job, you do what you gotta do, but you can actually walk out of here ready to take on the world. That's crazy. And I watch these ladies and this gentleman work tirelessly. When we sometimes put on ourselves, they refuse to quit on us. And they go above and beyond. And so at the end of the day, here's what I just want you guys to understand. Is that some of you who've talked to me before, you know I probably said this till I'm blue in the face. I can't win unless you win. Right? This is a collective. We are a movement. For those of you who get out before me, you're going to set the path. Because people are going to look at you, and if you succeed, they're going to give somebody like me an opportunity. So this is a collective, and it doesn't matter if you're going to your own house that you own or you're going to a halfway house. It doesn't matter if you've got a support system of hundreds of thousands of people or if you have nobody out there. Because at the end of the day, we have some of the most remarkable resources at our disposal. Each and every one of these people will extend an email, a phone number, and they will challenge you. Reach out. Take advantage of this. That's what it's there for. I've been places when you walk out of here, the only thing they have to say to you is, we'll keep the light on for you. But not here. Not here. They're asking you, please use me. Utilize all of the resources at our disposal. Make my network your network. And so at the end of the day, now all we have to do is just put in the work. You till the soil, you plant the seeds, you cultivate it, and when you walk out of these gates, you get ready to have this harvest. You get ready to reap the rewards. And so at the end of the day, I probably ran a little bit over on time, but I want to leave you guys with something. One of my mentors, he used to talk about something all the time, see? He says that we all have the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours. When I look at Jeff Bezos, or I look at Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, it's not like they have an 8-day work week or they got 25 hours in a day. They have the same 24 hours in a day. So how is it that you can have people that can walk out of the penitentiary after 16 years and in 2 years turn her life over from tragedy to magic and make success happen and walk back in here and be a living testimony? But then at the same time, you have people that walk out of here and they end up in the same situation. What's the difference? She has the same 24 hours a day that we all have. She don't got more time than we do. And what my mentor would say is that it's not the blowing of the wind that determines where you end up, but it's how you set your sail. And so I truly hope that over the last couple of months, you put in the work to learn how to properly set your sail. Because I don't know what I'm walking to when I get out of there. I see the news, it seems kind of crazy, but one thing I can promise you is the wind is blowing. And so you have 2 choices. You can either not properly set your sail and end up wherever the wind takes you, or you can properly set your sail and you can end up on that destination island. I look forward to seeing great things out of every one of you guys. And again, I'm honored and humbled to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.